Hello everyone, Bertina Amy here, and welcome to my channel. In today's video, I thought I would do a Dollar Tree DIY Grinch sleeve wreath. Okay, so I've got 2 rolls of ribbon, and I've got a candy cane shaped wreath form that I got last year. I have extras of these. They were still at $1.25 at the time. So I'm going to actually start ribbon wrapping these in my new ribbon wrapping method, though you can use my old ribbon wrapping method. That's also fine, but I like seeing the difference between new versus old, so I'm going to do the new one. If you want to do the old one, check out the old video from last year, but I'm going to go ahead and take these out of the spools. Alright, so I turned it around because I actually want to start over here. You can start at the bottom. I'm not going to do that, but I'm just going to take this ribbon and fold it this way. And then take this ribbon and also do that. Add hot glue here and here. And then just stick that over top and let that cool. Okay, so we're going to fold as we go, and I'm going to just start off by first getting this through here. And don't worry about this, we can always fix that later. Alright, so I've manipulated it to turn it this way because I want the fold to always face me. And then this one, I'm just going to pull through here, and I'm not going to worry about, it's looking like it's going to get messed up. I'm not going to worry about it because we can always adjust as we go. So okay, it's not going to be perfect, but it usually isn't anyways. So okay, I always like to do right over left, so we're going to adjust this. All right, and you probably think that's weird, and that's totally okay. So right over left. Okay, so I'm going to go as close to the top as possible, and then we're going to go under the bar on the left, over the bar on the right, and all right, and then you're just going to repeat that method. So it's just one more time. It's under the bar on the left and over the bar on the right, and you keep going until you reach the end. All right, so here I am coming up on the end. So let's see if I'm going to turn this around this way actually, so that way I don't have to worry about okay. So I'm going to go, I think the best idea, since I need this to stay here, and this needs to go around like this. All right, and then we're just going to turn it around and add hot glue to the back. I'm just going to layer it in here, and then we're just going to push it down, grab this clip, and let it sit and cool without jeopardizing the front. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And by the way, this is only using, I'm going to do, this is only using 2 rolls of ribbon. So this is going to cost you $3 of ribbon. And then it's going to cost you whatever these wreaths cost now, if you can even get it, because let me know in the comments below if you're seeing this year. I have not seen these wreath forms, but they might come in later. I think they did come in later last year. And I'm a weirdo leaving this on here, but classic me. All right, so this is the start. I don't mind a little bit of gaps in there. I think it's just fine. And then we're going to move on to the next step. Okay, so I went ahead and picked up these gloves off Temu because I felt they would be the closest color to his fur, just a little deeper. But actually, in retrospect, you really don't need to buy these. You can actually just go to Dollar Tree, pick up some gloves. They now sell them with like double layered, and one of the pairs of the double layer is already like cut off from the fingertips. However, these furry picks, I had seen them through past videos where people got them from Hobby Lobby. I don't live near a Hobby Lobby. It's actually really inconvenient to get to one. So I ordered mine through Temu. Feel free to get it wherever you feel like you would prefer. So first off, my picks are all very twisted, so I have to go ahead and untwist them. But the idea is that I'm going to make individual fingers for the Grinch, and to help make it secure within the glove, I'm basically creating Grinch's hands, and Dollar Tree sells those foam rollers for your hair, and they sell them in a variety of colors and sizes and thickness and everything. So there's the green ones that I thought would be perfect for this, and it won't matter because honestly they're going to go inside the fingers of the gloves anyways, but basically the pick will actually go through into those rollers. I'm basically going to be using them as miniature pool noodles. So to do that, you can actually remove the wire that's inside it because you're not going to need it for this project. And you can do that by pulling the sort of roller piece down, and then it'll expose the wire inside it, and you can unhook the plastic end piece from one side. Then from the other side you can just pull the whole thing out. Very easy. You'll only need one pack of those rollers, and you'll be able to get 5 fingers out of that because they come in, I believe, 8 packs. Although that could have changed recently, and I haven't looked recently due to the price increases. There might be more, I'm not sure, but in any case you'll be able to have more than enough for this project. And honestly, I was going to totally use this for a different project altogether, but I've gotten distracted with my own project ideas that I don't know that I'll ever get around to it, but I'm not really concerned about it anyways. So once you've got all the pool noodles, the hair rollers or whatever they're called, inside the glove, then I would recommend hot gluing them in because otherwise they will shift as you try to insert the picks inside there. And here I'm speeding up the process of straightening out one of the picks, but I do the rest off camera. And then I go ahead and add hot glue right here, but actually you should wait until you go ahead and insert the pick first. Otherwise it won't go through all the way because hot glue dries really quickly. So it's best to just actually stick the pick through, then lift it up ever so slightly, and then add the hot glue surrounding the sort of hair roller area to connect it to the bottom portion of the pick. I hope that makes sense. Or at least the bottom portion of the pick that has fur on it so that it sticks. Okay, so here's where I'm going to attach the makeshift Grinch hand into the wreath that I created because I'm trying to make the Grinch's sleeve with the Santa outfit. And I discovered that these picks are extremely long, way longer than I need for this project, and so, at least from my perspective, so I decided to actually push it further back into the back end of the wreath. I hope this makes sense, so that only like less or about half of the pick is actually showing to make it look more realistic for hands. Otherwise, like I said, I think it looks way too huge, at least to me with regards to proportions. Then I decided to take some scrap white fluff material and I decided to glue it to the front end only of this wreath because I wanted it attached where I feel it looks best, and that way I can get a better idea of how much of those picks I actually want seen. And I also hot glue hem the fur edges so that it looks nice and even as best as I can. So after I figured out my preferred placement for the arm and hand, I go ahead and grab some zip ties and I wrap it around the sort of makeshift arm or hand of the Grinch, and I only attach it to the upper side of the candy cane wreath form because there's space between the material when I wrapped the wreath originally. And I do that because I don't want to have to squeeze through and let the zip ties be seen. However, if this doesn't concern you, you can actually go ahead and do this anyways so that it looks as even as possible, or you can use hot glue as an alternative method as well. And also, if you don't have zip ties on hand, you can also use the wire that came with the hair rollers. Feel free to use the method that works best for you though. But I also go ahead and add some matching pipe cleaners to help hold the pieces into place so that less of the fur is poking out and to keep it more secure as well. And yeah, I hope that makes sense. Flipping it around, then adding hot glue here and pulling it like so. And then we're going to repeat that for the other side. We just need likely another tube of glue, but just going to hold that in place. So this part is totally optional, but I go ahead and take some hairspray and spray it onto the fur so that I can try to shape it the way I want it. So I went and picked up the 7-pack of red ornaments from Dollar Tree for $1.50, and because I'm making 2 of these, I'm going to use 2 of these, but I'm going to do a separate DIY with the rest because frankly I'm not planning on using these for my tree this year. I will get into that in a separate video, but in any case, I'm going to go ahead and grab one of these out. The pack comes with this bit of string. I'm going to go ahead and use this because frankly I don't have anything better. Feel free to use something else that you might have on hand already, but I'm going to go ahead and undo these and pull one out so I can tie it around this. All right, so here it is. I've got the string strung through. I'm just going to make a simple knot. I'm going to make 2 knots so I can make sure it's nice and secure. So there's 1 knot, and then we'll do another knot. Okay. And then I'm just going to make a knot at the very top as well. Okay, and then I'm just going to add some hot glue here. And then this bit of string right there. And then I'm going to have these 2 touch. Add just a bit more hot glue in the mix here just to hold it and get it to attach. And that should do it. And here's the final result. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Did you know that I am currently selling personally designed t-shirts based off of my upcoming book, The Cancer Dragon? Here I'm unboxing some orders from coworkers who I'm very grateful to for supporting my mission. If you were to ask me honestly, the idea for this logo came from my DIY Cancer Dragon wreath. My husband bought me a shirt once that said, "I kicked cancer's ass," but because of where I work, HR would have had a hissy fit over that, so I decided to design my own. To me, there's something to be proud of in becoming a Cancer Dragon Slayer, and I really hope my journey inspires you. I never planned on designing shirts for this, but as I kept creating and finding ways to express my life story, it just happened. I thought to myself, who else might love a shirt like this? On the back, the sayings are made for slayers, warriors, supporters, and even for honoring lost warriors. These shirts were created with all of you in mind, and I was so happy with the design that I wanted to make it available for anyone who feels connected to this journey. Okay, so here's the cover so far for my upcoming book. The basic gist of it is, I became diagnosed with stage 3 cancer, got pregnant during fertility treatments, refused to abort, despite my doctor's warnings that I'd die at birthing my child. For book updates or to support me, scan the code or click the link below. If you enjoyed this video, please smash that like button and subscribe. And until next time, we'll see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Bye.